Hi there, Theresa here from theresamonro.com, and I'm here to talk to you about the 12 Rays of Light course. So we launched this about this time last year, and we are launching it again this fall, and it is something that I'm feeling really inspired to do right now. A big part of it is because the Rays of Light specialize quite a bit in personal ascension. And of course there's a ray of light that's specifically guided for working with ascension. You may have heard of the white ray of light, and people say, oh, surrounding around with the white light. These are essentially the rays of light, and people are working with them, but don't necessarily realize that. So we're calling this course Ascension and Self-Healing with the Rays of Light. The beings of light came to me this morning and stated, listen, people are really needing a course in self-empowerment, self-healing, and it's something that the collective is asking for right now. Would you mind relaunching it? And I said, yeah, that'd be amazing. So the course is 12 weeks because there's 12 rays of light. Essentially, we have access right now to about 15, but there's 12 that you have access to publicly right now with that information. What does this course include, and how does this course help? So it's a course for self-empowerment and self-healing. If you were wanting to know more in-depth information about what's called the wisdom of the Melchizedeks, if you're wanting to know about how to self-empower yourself through self-healing, if you're wanting to learn how to use the rays of light for healing others, say you're already working as an intuitive or a therapist or as a healer, then these are the 12 weeks that you need. So it's funny because they're making a joke right now about the 12 days of Christmas, and they're also making a reference to the 12 days, 12 rays that was last year in August just before the eclipse, for those of you that were present for that. So that's kind of what they're talking about. So I'm really excited, and so much so that I forgot my cleanse and shield spray, so spray for you guys too. And also the Aloha. The Aloha is the Aloha spray comes from, it essentially is a godlike attribute that is over the 6th ray of light, which is ruby, violet, and gold. And I feel like everybody's heard about the blue ray of light. So what this course includes is basically this. It'll include a spiritual cleanse at the very, very beginning. So it gets you energetically calibrated to be ready to receive the rays of light. So a lot of this is going to be teaching you, and this is what's different from last year's course when we launched the course. And I feel like every time we relaunch something, we improve it a little bit. But what's different about this one is I will literally teach you how to use the rays of light for self-healing. And this will include different meditation techniques, different ray of light mantras. It's pretty profound stuff, because it's one thing to go to an intuitive or healer for work, but it's something more to be able to work with this and develop it on your own. So let's see, I'm going to show you how to use any of the rays of light that you'd like with the chakras for chakra clearing, the beings of light to call in, and what ray of light they're associated with. The beings of light are the angels, the ascended masters, the Elohim, sometimes the different elementals. And you can Google those words, or you can email us if you're not sure about what some of that means. All beings of light here. So let's see. Also, we're going to recommend what sprays of light from this lineup are going to be best associated for working with each ray of light. And of course, there's so much more coming with those sprays too, in terms of, I'm excited to get to launch those over the coming months. But currently we have some that are associated with each ray of light. Also, this course includes 12 attunements. What that means is you will receive, they're talking to me right now when I pause, so between 20 to 40 minutes of receiving each ray of light each week. So if we're focused the first week, say on, the blue ray of light, you will join me by distance, and you will receive nothing but the blue ray of light, and it will fully attune you and recalibrate you to that ray of light, and any miscreations through that ray or like deviations from that ray or that original divine blueprint will be reset. What that typically means is, and what that looks like, is it raises your vibration. There's a lot less suffering that you go through. Any old patterns around certain areas will be cleared, and you'll have opportunities to experience life differently. So we're going to go over also what each ray of light feels like, because they all have different temperatures and different frequencies. Some are cooler temperatures, some are more intense, and things like that. There's also a ray of light that helps you with reintegrating all of the lessons of the different rays, and that'll be really fun and kind of surprising too, by the way. And that ray is in the dolphin, whales, and mermaid spray. So it's, and everybody loves dolphins and how much fun that they are, right? It's a great energy. So that ray really helps bring in the fun and the reintegration of that. You'll have 12-hour-long videos also that you'll have access to that will, I think they're calling it drip release, but it's each week you have a different video to watch about each ray of light. And you're like, well, how does that help? Well, each ray of light is associated with a godlike attribute, like personal power and love, peace, balance, harmony in relationships, unity. All of these areas will receive upgrades in your personal life, okay? And then they each have universal laws associated, the beings of light associated. Now, how this helps you is that you'll know how to call on these beings of light and who to call on for specific things. Of course, you can always go straight to Source and say, Source, I'd like assistance here. But if you want to know more in detail how to work with the rays and how to work with the angelics, and how to work with the Ascended Masters, what they feel like in your presence, and how to recognize them other than through sight, then this is a course that's perfect for you, okay? It definitely, we've touched base on this, it touches on personal growth and healing in multiple areas in your life, and some are going to experience DNA upgrades, and so essentially that's part of, coming back to the original divine blueprint. For certain types of how do I say this, certain types of human, not everybody was on a path that was born with like 24 strands, so it's not everybody was designed that way, but for as much as possible they're going to be upgrading your DNA as well, which is something, if you just want to experience that, it's an add-on to the 30 days of light, if that's something you're interested in. Now, many people start having angelic experiences and experiences with the different Ascended Masters from the time that they sign up. It isn't a guarantee, but if it's something that you're open to receiving and if it's appropriate for your life path, you will at the very least start experiencing the angels multiple different ways, and it's pretty profound. There was a friend of mine who took the course, and from the moment that she signed up, it was from the first Blu-ray attunement, she started being able to see the full sacred geometry and mathematical makeup of the entire universe when she looked through her third eye with it. It was pretty profound stuff. I've heard the same thing happened through another client who purchased the Cleanse and Shield spray, and she's spraying it, and 3 days in, she's like, I can see the full sacred geometry. Now that's working with Archangel Metatron. The Cleanse and Shield spray is typically with Archangel Michael and his counterpart Faith. But however, part of the, the design and the imprint for the sprays is, whoever it is that is there to assist you to be there at the time that you spray these sprays. They're pretty profound. So let's see. So that's pretty much what I want to talk to you about, and it's really, I'm feeling super jived up to want to show you how to meditate and do self-healing with these rays of light so that you can just shift things in your life and have less suffering and experience more empowerment and more self-love and more, it's just activating in a number of different areas in your life for releasing of suffering, to walk. This is the path of the Ascended Masters, typically is who I work with. So if that appeals to you, if you're whether you think you're worthy or not. But if you're like, ooh, this sounds really exciting, that's something worth taking a look at. The link is down below if you're interested in taking the course. Also, if you have questions about the course, please get in touch with me via my website, theresamonroe.com. Click the contact button, and myself or one of my team members will get back to you. And yeah, so that's essentially about it. And it just feels right to come through. I just feel so inclined to get on and start talking to you about how you can use these rays in your life and how you can, you know, start self-healing and really take your power into your own hands with that. Even the rays of light with the sprays of light are just a simple way of doing that, but if you want an in-depth way, that's the best way to go about doing it. It's about 13 weeks for some of you. So they're stating 13 being the number of the divine feminine, and also the day of my birthday. It's my favorite number. So awesome. If you feel inclined, please get in touch, and the link is down below. Sending you lots of love. Bye.